The Hall of Fame honours the exceptional work that a woman from the Midlands has made in the field of computer science. The Hall of Fame will be housed at Innovation Birmingham. We are proud to announce that the first recipient of this award is Mary Lee Berners-Lee. There now follows a short film to celebrate the grandmother of the web and a pioneer in computer science. Mary Lee Woods was born in Hall Green, Birmingham and attended Yardley Grammar School. Mary Lee loved maths as a child and won a scholarship to the University of Birmingham. She began her wartime degree in 1942, but it was interrupted by 2 years while she worked on radar development for the top-secret telecommunications research establishment in Malvern. On graduating after the war, she went to the Mount Stromlo Observatory in Australia, where she worked classifying the spectre of stars. She was known to comment that the role was given to her because, quote, no man would have had the patience, which was appalling. In 1951, she returned to Britain, where she came across an advert for a job at Franti in Manchester that would, quote, change her life. I was reading Nature magazine and saw an advertisement one day saying mathematicians wanted to work on a digital computer. So I went to the Birmingham Reference Library, where I spent 3 days finding out what a digital computer was. The most profitable 3 days I think I've ever had, because when I went for the interview for the job, I could ask intelligent questions and nobody else I'd interviewed had. So it put up my salary quite a bit. Mary was on the team behind the world's first commercial computer, the Franti Mark I. As one of a small cohort of young men and women working in the tin hut at Franti's Mostyn Works, Mary Lee was trained to write programmes following a manual written by Alan Turing. His modified teleprinter code turned letters and symbols on a keyboard into patterns of 5-hole positions on punched paper tape that the computer could read directly. Her early work included writing a diagnostic programme that could locate programme errors. She also wrote programmes to solve up to 40 simultaneous equations, a service greatly in demand in aeronautics. Though later in life she became equally adept at using high-level languages such as Fortran, she loved the precision of writing programmes in machine code. At Franti, she not only discovered the joy of programming, but also her future husband, Conway Berners-Lee. Also, whilst at Franti, she led a successful campaign for female programmers to be paid the same as men, nearly 20 years before the Equal Pay Act came into force.
We won the Battle of Equal Pay. I was sent along as the spokesperson, and I'm not very good at legal arguments, didn't know quite what to say.
Mary Lee gave birth to her first child, Tim Berners-Lee, in 1955. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee, now Sir Tim, the eldest of her 4 children, proposed a system to access and exchange documents across the internet, and soon afterwards built the first web server, website and browser. Tim recalled that his mother had a strong sense of the potential of computers right from the start. He said, "It was obvious to us growing up how incredibly exciting it was. Not just that you had a new device, but the sense that what you could do was limited only by your imagination." After the birth of her first child, Mary Lee turned to what she called cottage industry programming, writing programmes at home to track weather balloons for the Air Ministry and to solve problems of bus bunching for London Transport, amongst others. When her children were older, she worked as a maths teacher before returning to programming. As a young mother in the mid-1950s, she set up on her own as a home-based software consultant, making her one of the world's first freelance programmers. She was not only a pioneer of computer programming, but also for women in the field of science and technology. We are honoured to be able to posthumously present Mary Berners-Lee with the first Midlands Women in Technology Lifetime Achievement Award and recognise her exceptional work in the field of computer science.